Hi everyone, this is a K-drama about a girl who agrees to go on a blind date instead of her friend, but finds out that her view is actually her boss. It is a South Korean drama called Business Proposal, a romantic comedy television series based on the webtoon of the same name written by Haehwa and illustrated by Narak. A 2022 drama starring Ahn Hye Seop, Se Jeong, Min Kyu, and Seol In Ah in the lead roles. The director is Park Seon Ho, who also directed the Kdramas Birth of a Beauty, Suspicious Partner, Wok of Love, and My Strange Hero. In the description and end of the video, there will be a list of original soundtracks. Don't miss it. And of course, this video without spoilers for the ending. If you like this video format, then subscribe and like it. Thank you for attention. Then, let's get started. Shin Hari is a cheerful and bright girl. She works as an unassuming employer in a big company. In her company, the CEO changes. The chairman's grandson arrives and takes control of the company. Moo is a third-generation chaebol with stunning good looks and brilliant mind and impressive business skills. He's a workaholic who loves his job more than himself and hates lying more than anything. Shin Hari, it's her birthday and she likes her friend. He invited her to his restaurant. She and her best friend thought he wanted to confess to her. But it turns out he just wanted to give her concert tickets. As time goes on, Hari no longer has any hope of reciprocation. Meanwhile, Temu's grandfather decides to marry him and chooses a few girls for a blind date. In order not to upset his grandfather, Temu decides to agree. The girl who is supposed to meet Temu on the blind date turns out to be Yoon, Hari's friend. Yoon talks her friend into going on a date for her one last time. The plan is for Hari to get rejected by her potential partner. However, things go awry when her partner turns out to be Temu, the CEO of Go Food, the company Hari works for. Also, the worst part is that he wants to marry her because his grandfather makes him go on blind dates with a suitable marriage partner. He is so tired of looking for a partner that he is ready to marry the first girl he sees, just so he doesn't get distracted from work anymore. She tried her best to leave quickly, but Temu immediately realized her intention and wanted to play a joke on her. Hari thought that everything was fine and that he wouldn't get involved with such a woman again, but it turned out that President Kang wanted to marry her. Shin Hari asked her friend to meet Temu and explain the situation, otherwise she'll get in trouble if they meet at work. She tries her best not to run into him. At the same time, her friend Yoon accidentally meets Cha Sun-hoon, Temu's secretary, and falls in love with him from the first time she meets him. Hari met with Temu again to refuse to marry him once and for all and never see him again. But suddenly Hari saw the friend she was in love with and got into the first car she saw to avoid being seen by him. Turns out that Temu was in the car. He asked Hari to explain why she didn't want to marry him. She responded by saying that she didn't like everything about him and that he looks like an archaeopteryx. Shin Yoon and Shin Hari meet at a coffee shop. Yoon tells her friend about a guy she met at a store and immediately fall in love with. They get drunk and the police takes them to Hari's house. In the morning, Hari's mom scolds them. In this state, Hari goes to work and there she gets into trouble. She tries to run away from President Khan once again and falls. When she falls, her shoe flies right into Temu's face in front of everyone. Kang Tae-moo runs after Shin Hye. This circumstance ends well for Shin Hye, and Seo doesn't find out about anything. One day, Yeon-so suddenly met Cha Sun-hoon and gave him her business card. President Khan was there too. He then finds out he met on the blind date are not the real Jin Yeon-so. Yeon-so confesses to Kang Tae-moo that she hired the actress who impersonated her on the blind date with him. He didn't like being tricked and wanted to meet the fake actress. After Harry's identity is revealed, Yeon-so tricks Harry into meeting Tae-moo at his request. When he asks her real name, Harry lies and says her name is Shin Geum-hee to hide the fact that she is his employer. Harry apologizes to him, but Tae-moo gets angry. They exchange numbers, telling her not to disappear, and pick up the phone immediately when he calls her. After that, Kang Tae-moo meets with his grandfather and announces that he doesn't want to marry Jin Yeon-so. Then, his grandfather arranged 10 blind dates a day for him. Because of one date, Kang Tae-moo even has to fly to Japan. He didn't like any of them, and when his grandfather heard about it, he arranged many more blind dates. Tae-moo couldn't stand it and said that there was someone he wanted to marry. When his grandfather heard this, he got excited and cancelled the blind date, but in return, he wanted to see the girl his grandson wanted to marry as soon as possible. Tae-moo was dating Harry and wanted her to take over and offered her to date him and then get married. But Harry immediately turned him down since she didn't want to cheat anyone else, and President Khan said he would pay for every meeting with her grandfather. Harry is forced to agree. It's the only way she can make things right. Plus, she desperately needs money to help her parents and close her debts, so she agrees. To this, they even sign the contract and the story of how they met. At work, Harry needed help from a chef, and she contracts her friend, Chef Lee Min-oh. But later, she finds out that her friend has gone back to his ex. She gets very upset and cries. At that moment, Kang Tae-moo calls her. Shin Hye accidentally drops her phone, and at that moment, she receives the call. Tae-moo hears her crying and becomes curious about what happened to her. The next day, she meets Tae-moo's grandfather. She takes a liking to his grandfather at first sight. When Shin Hye drops her bag in front of him, and the contents fall off, Kang Da-gu, his grandfather, finds the concert tickets that Min-woo gave her for her birthday. He immediately tells his grandson to go to the concert with her. Tae-moo does so. Meanwhile, Jin Yeon-so moves into a new apartment, and her new neighbor turns out to be Cha Sun-hoon himself, Tae-moo's secretary. Yeon-so is attracted to him. Sun-hoon resents her for deceiving his boss, so he constantly tries to avoid her. However, he can no longer deny his growing affection for her when he finally realizes it. At the concert, Harry gets upset and cries as she remembers her unrequited love. Tae-moo comforts her and listens to her love story. Also, the relationship starts off cold and uncomfortable. The couple soon grows closer until Tae-moo discovers Harry's true identity. And so, they begin to think about each other. Soon, President Khan discovers that she actually works for his company. How did he find out? And what will happen next for the two couples?
Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine.
As promised, the list of original soundtracks.
Your body turns mad. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me
If you like this video, please subscribe and like it. Thank you for attention. Have a nice day.
baby,